Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. Ladies and gentlemen, every once in a while, during tough, trying times, we see people seemingly come out of the woodwork to make us laugh, who entertain us, and sometimes they share our outrage and grief. Ooh, look at that guy. Look at that handsome dude. These people make a huge splash in our pop cultural space in such a way that it almost feels like they've always been there. My next guest today has done just that with a vengeance. Her Twitter account is bursting at the seams with new followers, currently at 410,000 followers and steadily growing. Her viciously funny and biting tweets are consistently going viral, so you must sit up and take notice. She is a mom, a self-described geek, a lover of puns, and a hothead, and she's here with us today. So please join me in welcoming my guest today, Miss JoJo from Jerz. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's so fun to be here.
Glad to have you here. You are no small fry. Let me just tell you, people are sitting up and taking notice of you. But let me start off this interview with a small minor request. We do both of us, you and I, do enjoy occasionally partake in the salty language, the saltiest of languages.
Me?
Now, I just I just need to ask that we refrain briefly from dropping any F-bombs for 5 minutes so that the YouTube censors don't hit me upside the head. Okay.
So, I think I can do it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a timer on my thing here. Let's see. Let's do this.
Countdown. I like it.
Okay. So we're on the countdown, 5 minutes and counting.
Okay. So I'm petting my cat. I guess I can't describe my cat any other way right now for 5 minutes, right?
Okay. So first things first. Here's for this is the juicy gossip part of the show. Okay.
I'm ready.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay.
What's happened between you and Scott Baio? I hear he's not replying to your tweets. He's blocked you.
Well, it's actually quite. That's a sound effect for Scott. It's really not much of a beef. I have some backstory to Scott Baio, but he was trending or something one day a long time ago, and I went to check what it was about him that was tweeting or was trending. So I checked his Twitter account or Google, searched for his Twitter account, and I couldn't find it. And for some reason, whenever I do that on my phone, that usually means that I've been blocked by that account. So then I went to the internet and I searched for Scott Baio Twitter. And then that's when I realized I clicked on it that I was blocked, but I didn't know. I didn't know how I offended him. I still want him to tell the world what it was about little JoJo from Jerz, who at that time, I think I had maybe 30,000 followers. I was basically nobody. But I have a backstory that's kind of funny. And maybe he caught wind of it because when I was a teenager, maybe 12, my aunt lived in Los Angeles and she was a realtor, and she sold Scott Baio a house when he was on Charles in Charge. And by that point, he wasn't on Joni Loves Chachi anymore. That show was over. Happy Days was over. He was sort of out of what I was watching, popular television, stuff like that. So I didn't really care that she was selling him a house. And she said, by the way, Scott Baio has offered to send autographed headshots to all you girls, to all her nieces. And we were all like, nah. And she sent them anyway. So, I think they promptly ended up in the garbage, or my sister might have drawn ellipse on hers or something. I don't even know. So sorry, Scott. Sorry.
That's too funny. But that's a lot of people here are saying that that's a badge of honor. We got Kathleen Cross here saying it's a badge of honor. Studio LB here saying that he's a snowflake. And the Trump Reaper here is asking, where did his chin go?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know if you ever had one. I don't know.
But I wonder what do you think the straw was that broke Chachi's back? I mean, you like you said, you had 30,000 followers, right? You know.
Yeah. I wish I knew. I would, like, people out there of Twitter, please find a way to get to the bottom of this, because I feel like it's important. I don't think I'll rest fully ever until I know what it was that I said that so offended Scott Baio, because it's important for me to know.
We're not going to waste too much time on Chachi. You know, who's got two thumbs and works at Subway? That guy, right? So
yeah. Oh God, that's a bad picture. Oh Lord.
So meanwhile, you are a mom.
I am a mom.
Right? And so what is a day in the life of a Twitter famous mom like you like?
It's so exciting, as you can imagine. Yeah.
Your kids are adorable, by the way.
Thank you very much. So that was, I work with autistic preschoolers. And so it was the first couple weeks of COVID when we were on lockdown. We did sort of like a shout out in support of autism. So that was our contribution. We made like a video for our school district and stuff. So yeah, those are my kids. They are now 12 and 9, so a little bit bigger than that. And my life is so exciting. It's a lot of those two fighting with each other. I work in a public school, so mornings are chaos where everybody's trying to get up and get out of the house on time. And there's so much sports. Oh my God, my son plays on 2 different baseball leagues, and my daughter plays softball, and she does cheer and gymnastics. So it's basically like, the joke is that I can tweet and do anything. I can do my life fully. Like, I can be chauffeur to all these different sports. I can cook dinner, get everything done, and I'm still tweeting basically through all of it. Even don't tell anybody. Sometimes at my job, don't tell. So if anybody, don't tell anybody. Sometimes it's just not important. Like getting through the first impeachment, working at a new job, it was torture. But yeah, I figured it out. I find a way. That's my exciting daily life. Yeah, it's really thrilling.
Oh. Okay, I think that's us.
Oh, so what does that mean? Can I just let it rip now?
Go ahead, drop one. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, what is George Carlin?
You can say, what the fucking fuck?
What the mother fucking fuck, not you fucking fuck, twat, dick, cunt, pussy, unlicker, twat, or I think I said twat like 15 times. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Now.
I like it. I love it so much. I actually made up a word, fahizi, on this show.
Oh.
Like what the fahizi, when I don't feel like dropping the F-bomb.
I like it. I never
feel free to use that around the kids. You know,
what the fahizi. You know, my favorite. I stole it, and I will. Jeff Tiedrick, I think that's how you say his name. You know,
yeah.
Chicken fried fuck is one of my all-time favorites. We have an inside joke about that people think I came up with it, which I did not. I stole it. I admit it. I stole it, and I love it. I'll tell anybody I stole it. I'm okay with it.
I've seen you use that before.
Yeah. But I'm gonna steal fahizi, and then I'm gonna just be like, yeah, people, he stole from me.
Feel free.
Thank you.
Now, I have a question from one of our viewers here, Jonathan Slater.
Hi.
He's probably going to have about like 5 more questions throughout the course of this show. He's very greedy like that, but he's a good viewer.
Okay.
Wants to know, how do you manage keeping your kids shielded from all the negative things that the world shows them?
It's a very good question. I have a yeah. So I have the Yankee theme. I have a really long answer to that, and I have a shorter answer to that, but I'm very long-winded sometimes. So I'll sort of give you the shorter version of the long answer.
That sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. So the general theme for the kids that I try and instill in them the most is that this thing that I actually believe fully, that right does usually prevail. Almost always. I believe that right prevails. I think that when you lose sight of that hope, then you can sort of just give up. So for instance, when Hillary lost in 2016, and my kids saw me at my lowest that morning because I had sent them to bed with the final words I sent them to bed with, "You're going to wake up and have a woman for president tomorrow." Yeah. And then when my son, he was 6 at the time, 5, 4. How old was he? 7. He found me in the bathroom crying, and he said, "How did this happen? You said it wouldn't happen." And I swore to myself in that moment, and I know we had a long talk about it later, that it happened, a bad thing happened, but that I personally was going to work as hard as I possibly could to set it right, to fix it, to undo the wrong, because what had happened on that day was wrong. And there was no other way to explain it to them other than to say what had happened was wrong. And that the adults in the world had a responsibility to right that wrong. So that's this thing that carries through everything that we ever talk about believing that in the end, right will prevail, that bad things are going to happen, but that good people are going to keep fighting for the right things to correct the course of actions that led to the bad things. So that's how one way that we talk about it. But they're just good people inherently. They care about people. They're very understanding that people are going to be different, and they're very tolerant of all of that. They're very accepting. They don't judge people. We talk about that too, based on anything, whether it's disability or race or gender. So they're very cool little humans in that way. And it's important to me that they grow up that way. But that believing in right ultimately prevailing is the number one thing that I think that's how we navigate bad stuff happening. And maybe
I think if that's the shorter version of your longer story, I think that's perfect. I think, it's not too long. It's not like, I'm not like, oh, wrap it up, goddammit. It's great. And you paint a perfect picture of that. So thank you for that. You remind me that I jumped into, I was already on Twitter, but I was using it to, tweet about bullshit. I was not even paying attention to this app. And then when Trump was given the Republican nomination in June or July 2016, I started tweeting like my life depended on it. It was crazy. So is that what brought you into Twitter? Is that how you ended up here?
Yeah, actually. So I didn't have much regard for Twitter before I was on it. All I knew was that Kim Kardashian was tweeting about bowel movements and stuff. Honestly, I really didn't understand it. Yeah, I was like, who cares? Who needs a minute to minute? That's what Facebook is for. I was so dumb. But
for your poop pictures, yeah.
Right. But I was on Facebook, and it's important to note that where I live is very Republican. It's one of the 2 counties in New Jersey that went for Trump twice. Very, very red here, scary red, like insurrectionist, like one of the first groups that was indicted. They're from here. So I went on Facebook in the wake of the election. And I think like all of us, I was completely shell shocked by what had happened. And I didn't know where to turn. And when I went on Facebook and it was all these celebratory, happy, Trump won, thank God kind of things.
That bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I can't be on here. I need like-minded voices because I'm going to blow my brains out. I just can't be surrounded by this in my daily life, which I was at school and at my job, and then come onto social media and just get hit over the head with it constantly. These voices aren't mine. I was like, let me try this Twitter thing. At least I can just get on there and tell Trump that he has old balls. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Right. And I'm actually quoting a tweet. That was the second or third tweet I ever sent. I think the first tweet I ever sent was, "I'm sorry you have to see yourself naked." And that was it. And I felt better.
It's a good one.
Right? So I didn't expect it. I had no expectations. I was talking to no one. I had obviously no followers. I didn't know how Twitter worked. I didn't even know how to make a new line of text in a tweet. I literally didn't understand how to hit return.
Yeah.
So all my tweets were run-on sentences.
Wow.
really bad. So yeah, that is 100. Literally, the whole reason I came on Twitter was to find people who thought like me, and then to yell obscenities at Trump as much as possible. And
How far you have come since not being able to hit the return button.
yes. I mean, I had no idea, none. And then I was like,
now,
wait, you can add GIFs to these tweets or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I in a little bit, I want to do what we call Twitter tips and tricks with you. So in the back of your head, rummage around in there and see what you can find for our viewers to be able to do XYZ.
Okay.
In the meantime, however, I do understand that you are also, quite skilled at doing different accents and voices. As a matter of fact, I happen to have a clip. Would you mind if I play it?
I would not mind.
Okay. There we go.
Hey y'all, it's me, Becky Sue here, doing a daily video vlog update for y'all. So I am not going to update you on Chet today. He's, as you know, at the Truckers Convoy in Hagerstown. Last time I talked to him, he was going to go heading over to PP Lee's immunity urine tent. He said he was told to look for the tent with the one-eyed snake on it. Anyway, now I'm here to tell you about something I found doing my research today on Facebook, and it's going to blow your mind, okay? I consider myself real good with numbers. I passed the 8th grade in only 2 years, so I'm basically an amateur, like, magician. So I saw these numbers on Facebook. I thought, that's crazy. And then I thought I did the math myself, so I did, and I wrote it all down here, and it's in black and white, but yes, it's backwards, and I don't know how to fix that, so that's fine. So you take his name, Barack Hussein Obama, and you get 6 for Barack, and 7 for Hussein, and 5 for Obama, and you add them all together, and you get 19. That right there says 19. I know it looks like an upside-down golf club and a little flashy one thing, but it's 19. So open your eyes, y'all. That's not a coincidence. And that says open your eyes, but it's backwards, so I'll read it to you. It says, say, Ray, Napo. Do that. Also, I saw that the C in COVID stands for see, like as in using your eyes to see it. And Ovid is sheep. I don't know what language that is. Maybe it's like Greek. And then 19 is military code for surrender. So, see, sheep, surrender. Open your eyes. Well, if we're not careful, we're all going to get digitalated. So, that's all for today. Stay safe out there. Bye.
Wait.
Do you remember Digitalated? Do you remember when that was trending? Digitalated? That was funny. Okay.
When I had first seen that, I don't know, it's shortly after you put it out. I didn't see it trending, but I happened to see that, and it was like seriously one of the funniest things. The first thing I did was I was adding up the numbers, and I was like,
yeah.
That's fantastic. You nailed the accent perfectly. My audience is dying is rolling, howling with laughter. So thank you for that.
That was so fun. I like that. I need that. I need a laugh track. Yeah. I need that.
How did you come up with that character?
I don't know. So I've always believed that I was born Southern in another life. And I've
Becky
always
Sue?
Right. So do you remember the show North versus South? It was like a mini series with Patrick Swayze, and it was on ABC in like the 80s. And I don't know, had all these, it was good. People out there, people out there know. It was North versus South. It's an amazing miniseries. But I was like, I think I was Southern, and I started playing with accents ever since then. So I was probably like 7th grade. So I've seen 1,000, you've probably seen them too, videos of these Trumpers, these freaking idiots at these rallies, and they're just one's dumber than the next. And it's not, no, I don't believe all Southern people are stupid, not even a little bit. Like, honest to God, I kind of wish I was Southern. I love Jersey and I love being from Jersey, but I've kind of always fantasized about being Southern. So I was like, there was just something, and I forget what it was, that sort of like inspired me, something specific, a quote that was just so epically stupid. And she was Southern. So I was like, well, I'm just going to try this. And Blair Erskine, like, honest to God, was a huge sort of inspiration for me, because her videos saved my sanity so much through the beginning of the pandemic that I was
She's
like,
great.
she's amazing. And I'm not ripping her off. People are like, you're ripping off Blair. I'm like, no, but she was on my podcast. It's a totally different thing. Blair does a million trillion characters. I mean, she's literally a comedic genius. This was just me kind of playing around in my bathroom, literally my bathroom closet. And so that's how Becky Sue was born, and she's way overdue. She hasn't done anything in a while. I'm trying to fix on what happened to her. I figure she's gotten arrested or something, maybe in the trucker convoy. But yeah, so it's just so fun because I get to be completely different from how I really am, and I can't do a Jersey accent to save my life. Maybe people think I have one. I don't. Whenever I try to do one, I sound like I'm from Staten Island or something. I don't even know. I can't do it, but I can do lots of other ones. But I don't have any other characters. Just Becky.
I don't know if you remember Saturday Night Live. They back in the 80s with Joe Piscopo. He did this bit where he was like, "Are you from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?" And it was a whole thing. We when I went into school the next week, everybody was like, "You from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?"
But nobody in Jersey says Jersey. That's the thing. It's like nobody here. And I've seen Joe Piscopo. He lives in the next town over. Yeah, he does. I saw him. He was in front of me at Panera. But yeah, but nobody says Jersey in Jersey. Like nobody. It's like Jersey, Jersey. It's the things that comes out in little ways, like the way you say talk or bathroom or coffee on a coffee or
Coffee.
Everybody here. Right.
That's New York, though. That's New York.
Like,
coffee is New
close.
York.
You know what we say in New Jersey? Nice. Everything is nice. Like, oh, I just got this amazing blanket at Target. It was like 15% off. Nice.
It's good. New Jersey talk. What else do they say in Jersey? What else do they say?
Well,
besides from nice.
Nice. It's very important that you know that in New Jersey, there is a meat product that comes off in a breakfast sandwich that some people in the state call pork roll, but it's Taylor motherfucking ham. Okay.
I saw that trending on Twitter one day. I was like, what is this? Is that that's a real thing, huh?
That's a real beef. That's a real beef. There's North Jersey and South Jersey, and the people in South Jersey apparently think that this product is called pork roll because it's pork roll, even though the product actual name is Taylor ham. And they're like, yeah, but that's the product's name. You can't call it that. I'm like, yeah, when's the last time you asked for an adhesive bandage when you cut your fucking finger? What'd you ask for? A Band-Aid, right? Don't even start. So it is Taylor ham. That's something we say in New Jersey. Enjoy.
Taylor ham.
Mm-hmm.
That's a phrase I will never need to go to. I don't eat pork, so
I don't either. I used to, but a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese is like it's the state sandwich.
Let me ask you this: you in your bio you say you're from Lebanon. You're Lebanese?
I'm Lebanese. I'm not.
Were you born there?
No, I was born here. I'm first generation. My dad was born there.
Oh, okay.
But my dad was actually born in Lebanon, but his mother was born in America. It's a very cool story. Very weird, very cool story. But yeah, my dad was actually born in Damascus, Syria, to Lebanese parents who had a home in Lebanon. So he's Lebanese, or was Lebanese. And I'm half Lebanese, half Irish Catholic.
That's an interesting mix.
Yeah, my mom was a Sullivan. She was as Irish as they come. Yeah.
You got the Irish accent too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I lived in Ireland for a wee bit there. My accent sounds a bit more like Lucky Charms though. Yeah, needs to work. But yeah, so I'm half Lebanese, half Irish.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Did your dad teach you any how to speak Lebanese?
No, and this is funny because my mom, being so conventionally like American, she sort of shamed him into not teaching us, not having us be ethnic. Like, yeah, they didn't stay married very long. They were only married for, my mom moved out when I was 4. So they didn't stay married all that long. And one of the battles that they had that my dad eventually just sort of yielded to was that she wanted to Americanize everything about his culture. And even to the point where she changed his name, which was an ethnic Lebanese name, to Fred. So I grew up thinking my dad's name was Fred, and it wasn't his name. Yeah.
What
So
was it? What was it?
Fayez.
Fayez.
Or Fayez.
Nice.
Fayez. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So my dad wasn't allowed to teach us any of that. We had, whenever we'd see his cousins and stuff, we had a really good experiencing our culture. Like we got to see so many of the Lebanese people and experience the food and the dancing, and the music and the coffee. But mostly after my mom was no longer in the picture, that we did that sort of thing. But yeah. It's a very, very cool culture. I'm so glad that I got to experience it and to experience all the food and everything like that. But yeah.
Can you cook anything Lebanese?
Yeah, sure. I can make tabbouleh. I make a pretty good hummus. My sister's tabbouleh is way better than mine. Yeah, those are.
How many siblings do you have? How many siblings?
So there's 5 of us. I'm the youngest of 5. Yeah, my brother who passed in 2020, and then I've 3 sisters, and I'm the baby and the brattiest by far. Yeah, I'm definitely a brat. Yeah, cool. When people tell you when you're little that you are a really good actress, it's not a compliment. It's not. It took me a long time to figure that out.
No aspirations in that in that realm, or are you happy with being a teacher?
Well, no. I mean, teaching wasn't my calling. It was something I came to because of my kids. Like I wanted to find a job that lined up with their schedules, and that one worked out. No, my life, it's weird. My dream was to be Jen Psaki, basically. Like my dream was to be oh my God, that's what I went to college for.
Fierce.
She is the GOAT. I'm sorry. I just don't think there's ever going to be anybody better than her. I just think she was just perfect at the job and the perfect response to the nightmare that left Kelly McEnany. Like I just love Jen. And Jen, if you're out there, I love you. And I wish you all the best at MSNBC. Yeah, that was my dream. And I also wanted to I thought I'd be a sports broadcaster for hockey, and that didn't work out either. So here I am.
Hockey.
Yeah. Hockey. And that didn't exist when I was when I was in my teens, we're talking the early 90s, 90 to graduated in 92, that there were no females. There was like Mary Carrillo and Robin Roberts, and that was basically it for females in sports. So I didn't think that was an option for me. Now I look at ESPN and it's like, damn, it's so many women. It's awesome. I love it. It's so cool. I think it's great.
I would say never give up your dreams. There's probably still a chance you can be a hockey broadcaster and talk about coffee and whatnot.
Yeah, I like that very much. Look at that slapstick. Oh my God.
And when they score a goal, you can say, nice.
Nice. He scored from the blue line. Nice.
Now, I asked you this a few days ago about the word geek in your profile. Mm-hmm. Would you care to elaborate what that stands for? Geek. What are you a geek of?
Yeah, so people call me Cliff Clavin a lot, which I didn't know he was a Trumper, so I don't think that's a compliment anymore.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah, he's a real life.
Damn.
I know.
Damn.
Doesn't it sucks. But I'm the kind of person who, for instance, yesterday, just randomly, I had a thought out of nowhere. I was like, why do we have pink lemonade? Like, why do we have pink lemonade? Where did that come from? And then I'm like, I have to know. So I'm at work with a bunch of people who say library and don't give a fuck about where pink lemonade comes from. I'm like, I have to look this up. And they're like, oh my God, here she goes. So I'm on Google. I'm like, oh my God, you guys would be amazed. It actually, there's two competing stories, theories. They both have to do with the circus. And I'm down the rabbit hole, and everyone is I'm like, does anyone care about this but me? And they're now getting up and walking away as I'm just like, this is amazing. I can't wait. And then I said, mark my word, every single one of you will go home and tell the story about the origins of pink lemonade. And if anyone's
not even give you credit for it.
No, hell no. And as they're judging me too, like, okay, I see. Yeah, now you know.
So you're a geek for trivia.
Kind of. I'm scared to say that because I don't know what you have in your pocket for me. But yes, I do love trivia.
Well, we do have a guessing game later on, and you may choose one of the trivia-related guessing games.
Okay, no pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay.
Now, I have a picture here that I found doing my research because that's what I do. Is I do research. I see you. You were fortunate enough to meet Preet Bharara and the Rick Wilson.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
So Preet is Preet knows this. I make no secret. Preet is my biggest crush on the planet. Like biggest. I love him. And well before I had ever met him, I was just kind of one of those people on Twitter who would say it out loud that I'm like, oh, I just have the biggest crush on Preet. And so here's the nice story about Preet Bharara. What people should know about how genuine and good he is. So I said before my brother passed in 2020, and like I do with so much of my life, I didn't know what to do with the grief. So I sort of went to Twitter, and I just sort of unloaded all my grief and what I was going through with the shock of my brother's passing. And I just needed to get it off my chest. I didn't expect or want or whatever, anticipate any sort of response from it. I just needed to get it off my chest. And I did. And then I got a DM from Preet, who was very, very kind and said that he'd seen this tweet and that his heart went out to me and that he was so sorry for my loss. I could get emotional thinking about it. And that if I ever needed anything or, just it was just kind of just this genuinely good soul who was, offering to console this stranger that he didn't know at all. And that was the origin of how we ever kind of even met. And I was just blown away by his kindness. And then I got his book, Doing Justice, which everyone needs to read. I'm not even kidding. And then you also need to get the audio book because you need to read it while listening to Preet's voice at the same time, because Preet's voice is magic and he tells the story. He really tells the stories better than anyone ever could. But so he said he was doing a thing with Rick, sort of related to the book. And it was as we're hearing of this virus in China kind of thing, is in New York City. And he's like, I don't know if you before. We're talking, this was late February of. Yeah. So it was right there up at the edge in New York City when that was actually ground zero at the time and nobody knew. It was already out there, really. They think that it was there. So he said, I'm doing this thing with Rick Wilson. I don't know if you have any interest in driving to the city or whatever, if you want to come and say hi. I was like, okay, let me just get the smelling salts first. And then I was like, yeah, of course. So I went by myself because nobody here would have been interested in going to that with me. None of my friends, no. And so I was all nervous and I got to go backstage into the green room and I got to meet my hero, Preet, and I got to meet Rick, who I absolutely love. And I tried to make small talk and I tried to hold my own and I was very, very nervous, but they were just so amazingly generous and kind and very cool. And the show was great. I've met Preet once since at another event recently with Alexander Vindman and a whole bunch of cool people. And I went to the after party with the Vindmans and oh my gosh, Dan Goldman and all these other people. Is very cool. But Preet is honestly, people, I cannot speak enough to this man's character. He is as good a person as they come, as true a person as they come. He's just a good guy and smart as the day is long and loyal to America.
He does seem like that.
Oh,
he does. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish he could be president someday, but he can't.
Karen Purdy loves your beautiful story here. And I want to tell you that Asmila J here says, I already follow her, but I just fell in love, LOL. Now I'm thinking of looking up Pink Lemonade background.
I will say
you've already converted somebody.
There's a red pantyhose involved, potentially, maybe. So just give it a look. See, people need to know.
Indeed.
I'm going to start a whole trend of Pink Lemonade questions. I'm going to go crazy.
Back in the day, I was briefly suspended, about 12 hours or something like that, by Twitter because I told a Trumper to eat a bag of dicks.
Nice.
Now, thank you. You were recently suspended. How did this happen?
I wish I fucking knew. I know a little bit. I know enough, right? But I don't really know. So here's what happened. So I woke up.
It wasn't like one tweet that somebody reported you for?
No, not to my knowledge. Twitter never. Well, not really. So I woke up and couldn't tweet, and I thought I shook my phone and everything. I was like, no, this. I swear to God, I restarted and started my phone like 5 times because the first thing I do every morning, shocker, is I check Twitter, and the first account I check almost every morning is Aaron Rupar. I don't know how to say the name.
I think Rupar. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what I'm going with because he's my favorite account.
He's
and
awesome.
He's the first one I check because he's factual, but there's also funny and whatever. I like him. So I was like trying to reply to a tweet. There was no notification, nothing. And it just kept saying, cannot send at this time or something. There was like a notification. It didn't say anything else. So I was like, it's weird. And then I went to my own Twitter and it said, following 0, followers 0. And I was like, what? So then I started shaking and I was like, okay, this can't be right. And then I restarted the phone. And then by the 4th or 5th time I did that, I started shaking the phone like it was a magic 8 ball. And then I went to my email because I was once suspended too for 12 hours on election night of all nights. Because I told Christy Noam that she was responsible for people dying because of Sturgis, which I maintain is still true, because she had a super spreader event at the peak of COVID. And the suspension was instantaneous. I hit send on the tweet, and within 5 seconds, I got a notification that my account was suspended for 12 hours, that I needed to delete the tweet. And then come back in 12 hours and everything would be fine. Of course, then I had shadow ban for 6 months after that, which people say isn't real, but I promise you they are.
It is real.
Yeah. So that sucked. But Twitter emailed me to tell me I was suspended. They emailed me to tell me the terms of me getting off of the suspension. It was all immediate. This time I woke up. I couldn't tweet. I checked email. I checked spam. There was no notification, no email, nothing on my Twitter account, nothing. So I went to like Twitter help. I went to I really honestly, I was scratching my head because I had no notice of it. No notification, no explanation, nothing. So luckily my friend Joe from Call to Activism was like, well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. And started pulling some strings, talking to some people he knew. Joe that's Call to Activism. Thank God he's a great friend to have. Yeah. And so I didn't know. And then then that day went on. And it was crazy because Joe got me trending.
Yeah, hashtag restore JoJo. And that was trending number 2 on Twitter. How cool is that?
Very cool. But the whole time I'm like, I don't have an account, people. I can't even see it.
And then when your account was restored, like your account was restored before, like I saw that tweet maybe about 20 minutes before you were back. And then you said, I'm back. So what did I miss? Are Republicans still being dicks? And all signs point to yes.
Yeah.
See what I did there? I brought it back to your magic 8 ball. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I love probably yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the irony is, the next day at 4 p.m., I got 2 emails from Twitter at the same time. The first email from Twitter said that my account was being suspended.
What? After you were unsuspended?
24 hours after I was unsuspended. And then 2 minutes after that, they sent an email saying my account was restored, that they had accidentally swooped me up in as spam. And they were very sorry for the inconvenience. Thanks, Twitter.
Wow.
Yep. So that was it. Yeah.
That's crazy. What a ride.
Yeah. What a ride. And I was at 396 before I got shut down. And I was like, well, that was fun. Yeah. I was like, oh.
In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you may strike me down and I will just return stronger. And return stronger you have. You last I checked, I think it was yesterday when we were originally supposed to do this thing, and then is your son feeling better, by the way?
No, we don't know what it is. It's viral. It's fever and sore throat, headache, all that.
That's going around. It definitely is. My whole household is sick, except for me, because knock on wood, I am Superman.
I believe that.
But so he's still down and out.
Yeah, not feeling good at all. He's at his dad's now, but he's definitely down for the count. Yeah, he had to miss baseball practice tonight. So when they have to miss baseball practice, I'm not feeling
it's
good.
Serious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Now, I am just now at the part of the show that I like to call Twitter tips and tricks. Now, before I go any further, I must share with the audience here. For those of you who are not yet following JoJo from Jerz, I mean, come out from under that rock that you've been hiding in and follow her. She's got some fire tweets. They frequently go viral. You know, when she hits send, it's fire. So at JoJo from Jerz is her Twitter handle. And if you go to her page, you will also find that she has a Patreon, right? So it's patreon.com/JoJo from Jerz. If you appreciate her work, the content that she creates, you know, give her a look and support her stuff. Now, meanwhile, how Twitter tips and tricks works is I basically ask you to share some tips and or tricks about how people can Twitter better.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Well, you gotta have good content. That's important. But the number one tip I have, the thing that I started, that basically started my account kind of growing. I'm a reply guy by heart. That's my happy place. It's built into a reply. Like you have the topic that you need to reply to, so you don't have to think about like what do I gotta tweet. You just reply. So I think I like saying go to, if you don't mind trolling, but like find a Republican out there. You don't have to follow them. You could just search for them on Twitter, like a Ted Cruz. Jim Jordan is a treasure trove of trolling opportunities. And you know, you kind of go in there and you say what you want to say in response to their garbage. And little by little, you get attention. Replies can really build an audience, because if you're a new tweeter, for instance, or you have a low follower count, nobody's seeing your original tweets, really. They're not in the algorithm, not getting out there. If you get in those replies and you start getting more and more likes, more people are going to see you. And then they're like, let me follow this person. And then that builds up sort of an audience for you to original tweet to. And then you can grow that way. But I definitely believe in starting in replies, good replies, funny replies. I'm a firm believer that I was replying to Trump every single day, all day long. And I think I got a lot of my base following from there. So that's one of my top tips.
Interesting. Now, when you say you used to reply to Trump, now I started doing that because I was seeing people with these tweets like they were like bragging that Trump blocked them. And I was like, oh, I want to block too. So I started, you know, replying to every tweet in hopes that he would eventually see a tweet like, I don't like this guy. He's freaking dead. He treats me very mean. I don't like it. You know, so but he never blocked me. He never blocked me. Yeah.
Damn it.
But I can confirm that replying to people definitely does help you get seen in the Twitter space.
Yeah, I agree.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So would you attribute your meteoric growth, account growth, to primarily doing the reply thing?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny because the more confident I became in replying, the more confident I became in crafting original tweets, because that can be intimidating. Because I think a lot of people are like, well, what do I say? Why does anybody care what I have to say?
Right.
But I think it gave me a little bit more confidence in terms of going into like original tweeting. I definitely think it played a role. I think also getting big accounts to notice you, even the friendly ones in particular, you know, like a George Conway was helpful for me in the beginning. Back when it was trolling Trump, we were trolling Trump all the time. So if you can get the attention of, you know, a bigger account that likes to get in there and reply to the replies, like Rick Wilson is a great place for that. He loves to amplify good replies, and he likes to talk to the people who are talking to him. Those are some good strategies too. And then you get more exposure, and you get out there a little bit more. So I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I think it started in the replies, but I don't know
You
how.
replied. You replied to quite a few of my tweets
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the years.
Yeah. And when you first followed me, it was like, oh yay, like he sees me. Because I mean, you were one of the people that I was always responding to because your content is amazing. And
Thank you.
especially sanity saving during the worst of the Trump years, for sure. Because you're funny, you're smart, your tweets are engaging, there's a hopefulness and an optimism to them. And I just resonate with all that, all resonates with me. I love it.
Oh, shucks, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's
See,
true.
I can do accents too.
I like it. I cannot do Elvis. I cannot.
My favorite accent is the Brooklyn accent. All right. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Back the fuck up. All right. All right.
All right. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good. I'm talking to you. I like it. You should have
now. I also came across this here. This is a graphic you posted. Ask me anything. Give me your questions now from my live Zoom Q&A next week. Is that next week from today?
Yeah, it's probably
What
going to
day?
be Thursday. We just have to set a time. I think it's probably going to be 5 p.m., but it's definitely Thursday. I just have to announce the time, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5 p.m. on Thursday of next week.
All right. So, guys, if you're interested, JoJo, you see JoJo from Jerz here. She's very engaging. She's going to answer some questions. Keep them, don't be rude.
No, no dick pics.
But yeah, so let's see. Let's just go back here and make sure I got your Twitter handle up. JoJo from Joy's.
There it is.
Jerz. And that's her Patreon there. And I think, is that where they go for the Ask You Anything Zoom?
Exactly. Yep. They can post their questions on that tweet. But I'll answer them. If they want to see the answers, they come to the Patreon link and they have to subscribe and stuff like that to the Patreon, and then they can see the whole Zoom kind of thing.
Okay.
If they ask a question on Twitter, they can see their questions answered, and I'll answer some then too on the live thing.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling through here to see if I had any questions from our viewers here for you.
Okay.
Here's an interesting comment from Esmila J. She says replies. She says replays, but replies are the best. But the troll/bots will get you in trouble. Have you found that?
I don't reply to the bots and trolls. Is that what she means? I'm not sure.
No, I think what she means is being mass reported.
Oh.
And I have been mass reported by trolls quite a bit.
Really?
More than you would imagine. Yeah.
Really? See, I don't know. What happened to you? What was your experience like with that? Like being
so the mass reported almost has the same effect of a shadow ban, for instance. Yeah. Okay. So you get kind of deboosted.
That's no good. Yeah, no, I had a shadow ban recently.
Not fun.
No, for replying. I replied to Marjorie Taylor Greene about something she wrote about porn and something about kids.
She's so stupid.
Fucking sucks. I'm sorry. She's the worst of all of them, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like Lauren Boebert. I don't like Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan is pretty close to the worst, and I really don't like Matt Gaetz, but Marjorie Taylor Greene to me is the worst of all of them. The worst.
This is your pinned tweet here. Barack Obama has a Grammy, an Emmy, a Nobel Prize, 2 terms as president, and a Twitter account. Donald Trump has 2 impeachments. Now, this isn't a very effective tweet because first of all, it's an original. It's not a reply. It's original, but it shows the difference between the stark difference between 2 as you list accomplishments and lack thereof. So This was excellent here. This is a recent tweet from you. Matthew McConaughey is literally from Uvalde. So to every Republican saying he's from Hollywood, you can fuck right off. I had to applaud you for this one. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. You put it right to him. And my God, that was the day. Was that not the day that somebody came out of their face with the question for Matthew McConaughey? Are you grandstanding? Was that?
Yes. Yeah. But as they shouted it at him as he was leaving. As he was leaving the podium. Yeah, it was shouted at him. He didn't answer it.
I couldn't believe it. You know,
it's sick.
You yourself, you're a mom.
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a dad, so when things happen in the news, in social, in current events that involve kids, I immediately, like, my attention is up. And then when it involves like the deaths of kids that are basically, they're your kids' ages right now,
Yep.
it kind of hits home for me. How does that feel for you?
Yeah. I never really fully recovered from Sandy Hook. My son was little at the time, and I didn't have my daughter yet, but I think we all experienced that so rawly. I think it stuck with most of us. So I never really shook that feeling to the point where every single day when my kids leave for school, I make sure to mentally memorize what they're wearing. Because one of the things that stuck with me after Sandy Hook was the parents recounting how they couldn't identify their children, just like in Uvalde. They couldn't identify them without knowing what they were wearing because they couldn't see any parts of their faces anymore. And like that stuck with me to the point where I never, ever went a day where my kids would walk out of the house where I didn't say, okay, Abby's wearing a blue shirt, Leo's wearing a red shirt, and they're wearing this color short. And like, they would just, for them, I would say, oh, let me see your outfit. But for me, in the back of my mind, it was this gruesome, grim thought. And then when that happened in Uvalde again, because you can't really go there, but you have to go there. We have to think about that. And like, it shakes you to your core. It's just, and the fact that nothing's changed since Sandy Hook, it's hard to get to that place where you're like, right will prevail with something like that, because you can't make any sense of these little children, being so horrifically mutilated and murdered in this way. But you can't lose hope that right will prevail, because there are still really good people fighting for sensible gun control. And so this one was hard for all of us. It's going to be, Matthew McConaughey, watching him pour his heart out, especially recounting the story of the green sneakers,
that killed me. It destroyed me.
Me too. And you feel that, but we have to feel that. If you don't feel that as a human being, parent or not, human being, like, you have to be moved to action. If that doesn't move you, you're dead inside, or it's too far gone. A
lot of people are saying that they feel like this time is different. And earlier this week, we learned, excuse me, that the bipartisan committee in the Senate has come up with the framework that they appear to agree on. It looks kind of weak sauce to me. What do you think about that?
So here's the tricky part with that, right? Like, I love Chris Murphy. I think Chris Murphy would make a great president someday. That legislation, it is weak sauce, to use your words. It's a wish list that it was crafted by Republicans. It doesn't actually answer any of the Democrats' very reasonable requests and demands. It doesn't speak to the actual guns themselves really at all. There are a few exceptions, the boyfriend rule and the small waiting period for an 18-year-old to get a weapon of mass destruction. An 18-year-old having to wait maybe a week to get something that can shoot 300 rounds a minute seems like not really that much to ask. The problem I have with the legislation is it's hard. If you say it's nothing, then you're downplaying the fact that it's more than nothing, which is what we had, right? Which it is.
Something is sometimes better than nothing.
Right. But see, in this case, the something is actually more dangerous than the nothing in many ways, because now Republicans understood that American support is behind common sense gun legislation. They understand the numbers. 71% support background checks, 87% support raising the age, maybe have those flipped to 21. Whatever it is, the numbers are large. And Republicans knew after Uvalde that the momentum was against them, right? So they said to themselves, okay, let's find one of our more reasonable seeming senators and let's put him together with Chris Murphy, who will take something versus nothing, even though it's not even close to everything. Chris Murphy's like wants to keep moving the chain. So the problem I have is that they got together and they were like, okay, well, Americans want to hear us say we did something on guns, right? So we offered basically fluff.
Nothing.
Right? A whole bunch of bullshit just so that we can go back to our constituents and say, look, we met the Democrats in the middle, y'all. This is bipartisanship. We understood that gun control was important to you, and they're going to run in the midterms on that. And the Democrats are going to go back to their constituents and say, well, we didn't get that. No, but well, we're going to get better doors. Didn't we want those?
The doors, God damn it.
So right, the fucking doors. I wish that I want to start a door lobby. I want to get a whole bunch of Democrats together and start a door lobby where the door lobby can destroy your candidacy in a fucking minute. Like if you don't support, you're not on board with the door lobby, you're done. I'm going to primary you, you're out. But yeah, so the Republicans, who I don't even understand this, the dumbest fucking crackheads on the planet outsmarted the Democrats because they gave the Democrats something which was more than nothing. And that made them feel like it was a win, when at the end of the day, it only really helped Republicans. But if it stops one 18-year-old from shooting up a school, then it was worth at least that. You know what I mean? So it's tricky. That legislation is very tricky. Overall, I don't think that's a big win.
I think they kind of outplayed us. I think they kind of outplayed us on that bipartisan gun legislation. We should have really set the bar at assault weapons. Really,
I agree,
at the end of the day, come on. Who the hell needs an assault weapon? Who needs a weapon of mass destruction that can kill 100 people in a minute? Who needs that?
John Thune said that he needs them to shoot motherfucking prairie dogs.
Prairie dogs. That's that bullshit. Yeah.
You need a weapon that shoots like 300 rounds a minute for a 2-pound rodent? Are you kidding me? No one needs that. And I'm still waiting for a rational argument. I'm still waiting for someone to rational.
They don't have it. You're going to be waiting until you're a skeleton.
Yeah.
You'll be waiting a very long time. Right. All right. Now, I am trying to keep our thing on schedule here. Okay. I have another question from my friend Jonathan Slater. And let's see. He wants to know, what type of influence do you really think Twitter can have in this political environment? And let me just add, let's try to relate it to, we have the midterms coming up in November. Go.
Simple. I don't know if I'm changing anybody's minds on the other side, because at this point, I don't know how many of them can be reached, maybe some, but what I'm hoping to do is fire up the people who are a little apathetic right now and maybe like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like I don't really understand what's going on. I'm not engaged. I'm so depressed. And it's like, wake the fuck up. Get up, like get excited, get upset, get angry, get mad, get fired up, just like we did when Trump was the enemy. He's still the friggin' enemy just because he's not in the White House. Like think like that. So like I think that firing people up on our side is the most tangible thing that Twitter can do. I know you're good at it. I know a lot of people are really good at it. And also it's really important that we keep making people feel like change is still possible, because look, we didn't give up when it came to Trump and we got Biden, and thank God. So I feel like firing up our side and getting people to vote and getting people excited and getting them fired up is something that you can do very effectively on Twitter, very effectively. That's
a great answer. That's an excellent answer. We got some comments here. Wilbur McCarthy says we need to reach the people in the middle.
True.
The Trump Reaper says here you can kill an elephant with an AR-15. Yeah, that was for that comment about the prairie dog thing.
Yeah.
She also says a prairie dog would be blown to kingdom come by an AR-15.
It would be nothing. It wouldn't be a prairie dog anymore. It wouldn't have a prairie.
Indeed. And here's an interesting comment here. Thomas Rolinski. I'm going to pronounce it like that. You have to drive home. Corporate America is looting the country with utter impunity. I've seen you post some tweets, and let me see if I have one of them here. Perfect. God damn it. I'm so good. I'm so good at this. For the people in the back, gas prices in Hong Kong are $11 a gallon. Denmark and Norway, $10. Finland, Iceland, the Netherlands, Singapore, and Greece, $9 a gallon. If you think the price of gas in America is all Joe Biden's fault, you're an idiot and an asshole. I've seen you do these. You're an idiot and an asshole tweets thing. I highly approve. It's your thing. It's lovely. It's beautiful.
So judgy.
I love it so much.
So judgy. I'm so judgy. I don't like idiots and assholes. But it's true. It's true. It's true. And what again, we're losing the messaging war. We're losing to the fucking Republicans because the message that they're putting out there and my coworkers are repeating is that the price of gas is Joe Biden's fault. And it's the thing is, there are facts. Facts still exist. Republicans have no use for facts. Like they have no use for democracy, but they have no use for facts. And the easiest, quickest way to refute their bullshit messaging is with facts. That's it. Like how, like a person could, the most mega idiot person on the planet could be like, that's a lie. I don't believe her. That's not true. I'm going to go look on the Google. And then they'll be like, oh shit. And not that's going to change their mind, but like every time they say that out loud at the next barbecue, just be like, oh, by the way, Becky Joe, not Becky Sue, because you're Becky Sue's cousin. I showed you those facts. Remember? They're out there. So yeah, you just got to keep going at them. Just keep going at them with the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
agreed.
Right. Corporate America is freaking fleecing us right now. Look at these profits the CEOs of these energy companies are making. It's disgusting.
There's nowhere near enough pressure being put on those CEOs of those major corporations to bring the price down. They are the ones in control. Yeah. We don't set the prices. No. Consumers do not set those prices. The people up top do.
Oh yeah, and they're the ones making them all the money, making the billions.
All right, now I am now at the part of the show which is probably my favorite of all the parts of the show. This is the guessing game, right? Okay. And so how this works is that I'm going to give you an option of one of three categories from which to choose to guess the answers. This first one is guess that TV show quote. These are famous lines from TV shows, and you'd have to identify either the character or the TV show who's responsible for the quote. There's a Hall & Oates category. Name that Hall & Oates song. And in that one, I will sing some Hall & Oates song. You have to guess what song that is.
I don't know the names of any songs. I'm really bad this way, but go ahead.
And then there is, last but not least, I should have known that. And this one is basically, this is trivia. This is that these things in trivia that you swear you should know that, but maybe you don't.
Okay. And would I get to pick one of these?
You get to pick one of those three categories.
Oh, I'm so torn. I know it's not the song titles because I'm so bad with song titles, even though I can sing all the songs. So I'm torn between
TV or random trivia.
I love me some TV, but I haven't watched a lot of TV lately. So I'm going to go with random trivia.
Interesting. You guessed you picked wrong, but it's fine.
Why? Why did I pick wrong?
Well, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm always wrong.
Any one of these would work, but I think you would have enjoyed the TV show trivia.
Well, then anyway. Let's do it. Bring it. Do it. Don't gong the gong. Don't ding the dong. Don't whatever that is. Don't do it. Let's do trivia.
Are you sure?
Let's do it.
All right.
Is it nice?
Now, I'll start this off by saying you've guessed wrong, but anyway, if you guess correctly,
okay.
If you guess correctly, you will hear.
Ooh, more cowbell.
That's the cowbell, and if you guess wrong.
Use you. Okay.
You will get that. And let's see. I have.
Nobody needs that song.
Let me see. I gotta pull the TV.
Well, if it's very new stuff, I don't know squat. If it's like old stuff, I know.
Okay. I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I do. Okay.
Okay, you ready for the first one?
I was born ready.
Here's the first quote.
All right.
No soup for you.
Okay. That is Seinfeld. Cowbell! Yes!
And you did guess correctly. The first one is Seinfeld. That was do you remember this character's name?
No.
It was the Soup Nazi.
Yeah.
Soup Nazi.
Nazi. Yeah. I thought there was like another name, like his first name, proper name.
Okay.
Like, I don't know again.
Now, just for a fun fact here, so far only 2 guests on this show have gotten all of the answers correct. And there have been different categories. Just so no pressure. No pressure.
I'm gonna
Only
sneeze.
2.
Okay.
Bless you.
I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, here's the next one.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm at Friends. Yes, that's Joey Tribbiani. And I'm not even a Friends fan.
I am only just recently a new fan of Friends. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
How you doing?
We agree to disagree, but I did like his character. He's a very funny actor.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the third one.
Okay.
This is probably going to be the toughest one out of the entire game. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
When you assume you make an ass out of you and me.
It could be anything. Could be anything. It could be anything, but I don't know why I feel like it would be Cheers. Am I getting... Ah!
Oh,
I don't like that
sound. The answer we were looking for was
my God, is that Odd Couple?
Unger from the Odd Couple.
Oh dear. I would never have gotten that. And I used to watch that show when I was like 7.
Yeah, it's that episode where he goes to court to defend himself, and he writes the word assume on the blackboard, and he divides, you make an ass out of you and me.
Could they
divides the word assume.
TV back then? That's kind of shocking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, now
okay, we give you a chance. We're going to give you a chance to redeem yourself with this next one.
Okay, better be easy.
Pretty popular show here. You ready?
Sure.
I am the one who knocks.
Game of Thrones?
Oh.
I hate that sound. It sounds like a fart. What? No. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Well, then now this is your assignment now. You must watch the entire 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. That was Walter White.
JoJo will not be tweeting for the next 2 weeks. She's going to be in it.
It's a great show.
Great show. Okay. Yes, I've heard. I think it's my ex's favorite show. Probably why I haven't watched it.
Okay. The next one.
These are hard.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
If it's Michael, it sounds like The Office. Wait. Don't take that as my answer. Give me a second to think about it. Because who would say that? Who doesn't know? So, okay. So I've never seen it either, but is it Schitt's Creek because of context? Cowbell? Give me the fucking cowbell. What is it? I don't watch a lot of TV no more. Oh,
I'm so sorry. We were looking for Lucille Bluth from the TV show Arrested Development. And damn it, if you didn't, you knew the name of that show, did you?
But I don't watch
Did you watch it?
No.
You don't watch it?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's actually my all-time favorite comedy.
Yeah.
All time.
Ron Howard. Great stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that show probably, I don't know, 6-7 times. All 4 seasons, not so much the 5th season.
Sorry, I had my cat.
Hey, meow.
Sorry.
Okay.
I suck at this. Holy shit. I told you I should have done the last one. I would have gotten them all right. Don't you know that?
Let's see.
Everybody knows I would have gotten them all right.
Here is the next one.
Okay.
He's dead, Jim.
They're terribly hard. He's dead, Jim.
I'll give you a bonus one from the same character, same show. I'm a doctor, damn it, not a mechanic.
I'm guessing it's a medical drama, which narrows it down to 427 shows. Grey's Anatomy ER? Grey's Anatomy ER?
No, it was not a medical drama at all. In fact, it was...
Oh my God!
He's dead, Jim.
Oh my God. God, my dad just came down from heaven and slapped the shit out of me. It's so bad. That was my dad's favorite show.
All right.
You would have beat me up, Scotty. I would have been like, of course I know that. Of course you're not going that easy.
Okay. This one, I give you a chance to redeem yourself, to leave the show with some dignity.
I got none of that shit. I want you to ask me one question from the other category before we go, because I need to redeem myself.
Absolutely.
Choices.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Oh, cut. Well, that's obviously Schitt's Creek. I'm kidding. It's Game of Thrones. I know that. Bravo! That was literally the easiest question you could have ever asked me. Okay. You really thought I was going to say Schitt's Creek? Oh, I love them together.
That was Ygritte. All right, so let's see. Let me switch to this one here. And
Ygritte was on, she was also on Downton Abbey, the 5th season of Downton Abbey.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, she went to be a secretary. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the I should have known that category. What was the name of the group that included Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr.?
The Nanorama. No? The Beatles? The Rat Pack. Oh, the Rat Pack. I know that. I thought you meant they started a group. Yes, I know the Rat Pack. There's the Rat Pack and the Rat Pack. I thought I thought they had like a singing quartet. I didn't know.
All right. Whose life was the subject of the movie Walk the Line?
Johnny Cash. Told you I would do better than this one. At least got one.
Okay. You have redeemed yourself somewhat.
The rainbow down.
Okay. We are now at the part of the show. This is what I call my favorite things. And there are no wrong answers for this. There's no wrong answers. There's just answers. It's your favorite things to give people a better feel for who you are and what you like.
Okay. I'm down with this.
Favorite New York Yankee?
Aaron Judge. It was Brett Gardner.
Good one. Good. Gardy is a good one too.
Brett, if you're out there, I love you.
Favorite cartoon growing up?
Gotta be Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry second, Bugs Bunny first.
What was the second one?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Good one. Good. Favorite current cartoon? The cartoons that your kids watch?
Oh, well, my kids watch Family Guy. no lie.
Is that your favorite current cartoon?
Oh, he loved Family Guy. How could you not love Family Guy? Yeah.
Favorite TV show to binge watch?
Survivor. I hate saying that because I fucking hate what's his face, but Survivor. I know.
Interesting.
I know.
To binge watch. You binge
Yeah,
watch
I
that.
could watch a whole season in like 2 days.
All right, you are soon going to. I'm going to have to check back with you after you've watched,
Breaking Bad.
one season of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow up with you again.
Yeah.
Favorite random factoid.
Other than the pink lemonade, I once read a book called Devil in the White City. I think that was what it was called. It was about this World's Fair in Chicago. And I became sort of addicted to World's Fair stuff. And I like that in that book, they talk about the Ferris wheel being invented as our answer to the Eiffel Tower as far as steel erections.
That's funny. I did not know that.
Well, there you go. It should have been a fucking trivia question that I asked you. But apparently I like the study of erections. So
Steel erections.
The Ferris wheel was in the Chicago World's Fair, and I think people died on it, like a lot of them. And it was our answer because the World's Fair in Paris was how they got the Eiffel Tower. So they were like, what can we erect out of metal? And that's what we got.
Very good. What's your favorite accent to do?
Funny you should ask that. It's Scottish, and I sing the Christmas song in Scottish accent.
Let's hear it. You got to play. You have to do it now.
Chestnuts roasting on open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos.
That's really good.
Thanks very much. I got it. It's based on Mike Myers in So I Married, and I Married an Axe Murderer, which is the greatest movie of all time. Yeah.
You know what? I swear I have not seen that movie yet. That is unreal.
Okay, I'm going to deal with you. If I watch Breaking Bad, you got to watch So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Deal. I'm always looking for new things to watch.
Phil Hartman is in that movie, and the role that he plays is very small, but it is the most memorable scene in the entire film.
He was great. Great. Yeah.
The best.
Favorite curse word?
Fuck. Fuck is good. Fuck just works for everything.
It's a classic.
There's nothing wrong with fuck. Not perfect word.
Favorite aroma?
Aroma. Not scent. Aroma. Well,
yes.
I'm weird.
It could be anything. It could be food. It could be perfume. It could be flowers. Anything.
I do love the smell of gardenia, but my favorite, it's a Jersey thing. Maybe it's so nice. I love the smell of like a gas station, like gasoline.
Oh, my son loves that actually.
Yeah. I love that smell.
Yeah,
like even a lawnmower. I love that smell.
Okay.
I'm wearing it now.
Now I have favorite Twitter account, and I think that you said Aaron Rupar.
He is. I have a few, but yeah, he's definitely he's the one I always check first and last before bed. But
give us another one.
Yours.
Besides me.
I love. My God, who do I? Oh, Jeff. I mean, my God, Jeff Tiedrick. Tiedrick is the best. He's so funny. I love me some Blair Erskine. She's amazing. I love Rick Wilson's tweets. Gosh, why am I blanking on the people?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. I tweet at Ron Filipowski all the time. Yeah. I love Ron Filipowski lately too. He's fun.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Window or aisle seat?
If I'm flying with the kids, it's the aisle. And if I'm by myself, it's the window because I don't like small talk with strangers and I just want to look out the window. I don't like it. So yeah, window alone, aisle with kids.
Very good. That's an excellent answer. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke. Diet Coke. Yeah. I hate that I share that with Trump.
Waffles or pancakes?
These are deep. I love it. I don't like sweet breakfast. I like savory breakfast, and I hate the word savory, but I would go waffles, probably.
Waffles.
Yeah.
Most used app on your phone?
What do you think it is? It's a little true bird.
Twitter.
Rhymes
Okay.
with Twitter.
If you could live anywhere, where would that be?
Okay. Boston. I know.
Boston.
Yep. If I could live anywhere, then I love Boston. I went to college there,
Okay.
and I love Boston because I haven't. I mean, maybe Italy, Rome, but like more realistically, Boston. Yeah, it's a great town.
Interesting.
People are amazing there.
That's interesting for a Yankee fan.
Well,
say
yeah. But I mean, I lived there for so long, I'd give them the finger off.
Okay. If you could do any job for one day, what would that be?
I would be a New York Rangers announcer. I would do the color commentary, not the play-by-play. It'd be like, oh my God, he's so cute. Look at him go up and down the ice. Look at his ass in those big shorts. I love it. That would be me.
Nice.
No legitimate content, just color, all of that. Yeah, that would be one day.
And are there any particular charities or foundations / organizations that are close to your heart or that you support?
Mom's Demand is the first one that comes to mind. Mom's Demand.
Mom's Demand.
Yep.
That's the gun reform.
Yep. Shannon Watts' organization. Yep. That one really speaks to me. So I would definitely say that first and foremost.
Excelente.
Yeah.
JoJo, I want to thank you. I can't thank you enough for agreeing to join me on this show here on Storytime with BDD. Let me just once again put your info up there, folks. That's at JoJo from Jerz is her Twitter handle. And once again, this is her Patreon, patreon.com/JoJo from Jerz. And she is planning on having a live Q. Is it live?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
A live Q&A next week, a week from today. Check in with her page to find out what time, et cetera, et cetera. And JoJo, if you wouldn't mind just hanging tight while I sign off here, I will see you on the other side. Thank you once again so much for being on this show.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, you guys, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. And if you have not yet gotten your shot, what are you waiting for? Get that shot. Get that booster, because as we know, even Dr. Fauci, if Dr. Fauci can get it, anybody can get it. Wear your mask if you are so inclined at this point. Maybe you should. Keep your social distance 6 feet or better. And I look forward to seeing you guys at the next show, which I believe is now going to be Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the next live January 6th hearing, which, as you know, I have been covering. So see you next Tuesday. I believe it's starting at 1 o'clock. So we'll start this thing at 12:30. Same time, same place. I love you all. Peace.